Alright guys, welcome back. So yesterday we did, a whole bunch of stuff on this thing, got motor and trans in. Motor's bolted up, trans mount we were waiting on, that came in this morning along with the U-joints. Unfortunately, the U-joints we ordered are incorrect for what we need. Sucks, but is what it is. Not a huge deal. I'll just get the right ones ordered, hopefully, although the parts store cannot get the ones that we actually need. So I'm going to continue on wiring, and we're going to do that trans cross member, get that all buttoned up, so that's good to go. I need to pull the starter out and put a new one in because, I broke it yesterday, so that really sucks. And then we can mount switches and all that jazz. And then start, mounting radiator and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Let's get to it. Okay, got the distributor in, and I got the cross member. It's not in per se, but it's got one bolt in it. I got to drill the holes for the other ones, but I want to bag this thing up, clean the floor and stuff before I'm laying on it because it's pretty dirty right now. But the trans is being supported by it, so that's really cool. I've been trying to figure out this U-joint situation, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do here because this size is different than that size. I thought they were the same, but these are different. This size uses this size cap, and that size uses a bigger cap. So I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing. U-joints freak me out, so might just take this drive shaft down to our guys over at Fleet Pride and just have them put new ends on it and run the same size U-joints because this is being a headache. Also, what else have I done here? I don't know. I've been walking around trying to figure out what I'm doing and where. Yeah, I'm gonna run into town though and get that spacer for the carburetor, so the Edelbrock will go on that intake, and pick up a couple of other little things that I need. So yeah, once again back from the parts store. We've got our adapter plate goes on there, and then our Edelbrock carburetor bolts right on top of that. And I got some battery cable ends. Let's see what else I got here. I got some barb fittings for things, and a bunch of hose clamps, all sorts of the good stuff. And some more battery cable ends for the ends that you need to have. Got all that stuff so I can keep going and hopefully button up a lot of this stuff today. I gotta check again and see if I have a starter. I'm pretty sure I have a starter. It's right there, I think. Unless it's a bad one that's in that box, but maybe. I'm not really sure. We'll see what happens. But yeah, getting some stuff done, I guess. Yeah. Just replaced the starter. It's a new starter down in there. Unfortunately, that one's one of the big suckers. This one here was the one of those nice little mini starters you get on like a 96 and up Silverado or anything that came with 350. But problem is, see that lug right there for your, that's where the igniter wire, if you will, that triggers the solenoid to turn on to start the engine, bolts to. Well, I snapped the dang thing off. So she's pretty crusty anyway. Probably all right for replacement. So I'll probably take that one and have it rebuilt, maybe have it sitting on the shelf. But just realized, excuse the mess, this is all parts for this thing. I just kind of got them scattered everywhere right now while I'm working on it. Forgot we bought a bunch of alternators and starters for small block Chevys. All GM 3-wire distributors, or alternators, sorry. The alternators, you know, usually you can get them to self-excite, but these ones were having issues with that. But I talked to an alternator guy and he gave me the explanation. I don't remember what it was, but it was something to do with they don't have a high enough ohm reading or low enough ohm reading or something to self-excite. So he said some 3-wires just won't, but it's not a big deal. And then we got starters too. They were all on sale and the starters were like $30 or something like that. It was stupid cheap. So that's cool that we still have some of those. So tossed one on there. I'll get that one rebuilt, put it on something else. But look. We're getting closer to this thing, you know, kind of, you know, running and stuff, which is awesome. I'm going to put you guys back up on the stand. I'm going to continue plucking away at wiring. I'm going to get the battery cables from the starter and all that stuff ran. So that's all done. Once all the wiring and stuff's done, it should be, you know, moving on to, still got to figure out the drive shaft issue. I'll move to that cross member, get that finished up, and yeah, I don't know. It's just, there's not a whole lot left to do, and I'm feeling pretty good about this. So that's great. Right, we got our header back on over here. Got all the starter wiring buttoned up. I gotta tie it up somewhere because it's kind of just laying there right now. But that's done. Finally, you know, I can kind of get the whole view with this other nice shiny stainless steel header on here. Woo! I'm going to put the spark plugs in it and see if we can get our plug wires ran and fitted and everything. And yeah. So that's just the next step. I somehow ordered the wrong spark plugs. Not sure what these are for, but they're not for a small block Chevy. Maybe a really early one. I guess I don't know. I thought I ordered them for a 350, but they are not 350 plugs. They have a flat washer on them instead of, you know, the cone. So maybe they're early Chevy small block stuff. I'm not really sure. I don't know if the really early ones had flat washer or not. Drop it in the comments if you know. I would like to know. But called advance. They're going to send me some out. And yeah, we'll just keep trucking along on wiring. I'll get all that stuff buttoned up. I'm probably going to do a quick pickup of all the junk that I have laying around here real quick because it's getting a little messy. But it's kind of what happens whenever you're giving her on a project. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, then we'll get back on the truck. Guys from Advance just tapped out with my plugs. So let's get these thrown in and get some wires on this thing. got our plug wires and plugs in, so that's good. These are actually under header wires, but the way that the driver's side headers ran, it's got one tube that runs right along the side of the block, so I can't run the wires underneath the header. This side though, I was able to run them like they're not touching the header anywhere. There is a little bit of space between, boom, you can see right through there. But that's how they should be. I really like under header wires. They look so much cleaner than running them on top. But we got, you know, the Roadkill zip tie loom, or yeah, and you know, it doesn't look too bad. So not like it needs to be a showroom bay anyway, but it's looking not half bad. It looks a little goofy with wires only on one side of the motor being visible anyway, but that's okay. I'm gonna move on to, I believe, just buttoning up this wiring, you know, finishing up. These are, I think, headlights, and then the white one is the halos for the headlights. So these, they have built-in turn signals too. The turn signal is actually on the ring as well. It's just you know, an amber color. It turns the ring, but we actually wired the amber color up to be the halo because we don't usually put blinkers on any of our stuff. These old vehicles like this, a lot of them didn't come with blinkers in the first place, so we don't generally put them on. So we're gonna just wire up the amber as the halo on the headlights, which is gonna look real nice with, you know, the patina of the vehicle. So with that being said, let's get inside and get this wiring finished up. Doesn't look like much has happened, but it has. Ooh, clean. I'm trying to leave as much room for the doghouse we're gonna build. I'm gonna try and build one that's completely removable from here up, just because it'll be so much easier if you ever have to, for some reason, pull a motor, or you want to put a bigger motor in this thing. I just want screws to be holding it in, and then I'll just put some sealer in there. So then, I mean, you'll have to peel it off to get it up, but you know, you should be able to get it off relatively easily to work on this thing if you ever needed to do something big on it. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I'll have to probably come down to here with some regular steel, and then this piece here will be removable, which will still leave you plenty of room to get a motor in and out of this thing. Also got the wiring inside buttoned up. No more hanging down under the dash. All of those are like steel wires and crap from you know, all these levers and all that junk. But we got our headlights, we got our halos, and then, you know, our key, sturdy. And all that stuff should be good. I'm gonna have to test it. But in theory, it's good. And it looks so much nicer in there now. I'll get these things here, these cables, cut and removed so they're not dangling. I gotta build the negative cables. I'm gonna go off the, sorry, this hose is here. I was just test fitting. Hey, get off there. I'll go from probably this lug here over to here with a negative, and then I'll just run a negative to the frame over there, and that'll be fine. Otherwise, I might run it to just straight to the back of the block. Well, it needs to have a chassis and a body ground, so I'll have to do something. Anyway, not a big deal, easy peasy. But yeah, I'm just really excited because this thing's getting really close to, you know, doing some of the last big things, like that doghouse, getting a windshield in this thing, fuel system, battery tray, building the box for it, putting a radiator on it, getting a drive shaft in it. Oh man, there's so much stuff yet to do, but that's okay. And these things are pretty fun to work on. Well, pretty much anything old is, let's be honest. But it's 5 o'clock, so I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Stay tuned. Hopefully tomorrow I'll make another video. We'll see though. So yeah, anyways guys, like, comment, subscribe, tell your buddies, go watch the other videos of this thing if you haven't already. Check out some of the videos on the Fire Chief. You know, we've got videos on how to do all sorts of stuff, so go check those out and we'll see you later.